Hello and welcome to another episode of Countdown to Christ. I am your host, Marco Kiroglu. Is the coronavirus prophesied or even mentioned in the Bible? This question lately has been asked by many people from all over the world. Christians and non-Christians alike have been asking this question. Is the coronavirus prophesied or even mentioned in the Bible? As a result of that, many people across the world have been turning the pages of the Bible trying to find if it is indeed in the Bible or not. Well, the words coronavirus or even the word COVID-19 are not written in the Bible. However, the problem of coronavirus, the pestilence of coronavirus, is mentioned as one of the signs of the end times. In fact, it was mentioned by Jesus himself. We find that in Matthew chapter 24. There Jesus provides a great detailed information regarding the end times, how the people will be, how the world will be, and what the life will be like in the end times. Jesus Christ provides great detailed information. And one of the details that he provides regarding the life on earth in the end times is that the world will be plagued by pestilence and famine, by disease and famine. That will happen in the middle of wars and rumors of wars all over the world. Nations and people groups will rise up against one another. Pestilences, sicknesses, disease will paralyze the world, and famine, shortage of food, shortage of resources will make the lives of millions of people very difficult all over the world. These are all found in the pages of the Bible. These information that I specifically listed now are found in Matthew chapter 24 as the words of Jesus Christ. If we just take a look at that passage alone, immediately we realize that we are indeed living in the end times, in the last days. Now, before we get into what last days mean, let me briefly talk to you about Bible prophecy. You know, I became a believer in Turkey many years ago, and I attended a local church there. For many years in that church, I heard the gospel message of Jesus Christ over and over and over again. But I heard very little about Bible prophecy. After I moved to South Africa and started this ministry, I ministered all over South Africa. I ministered in some other countries outside of South Africa as well. You know, in all these years that I've been in ministry, I have not met many pastors or churches that know what Bible prophecy means or that preach or teach Bible prophecy from the pulpit. As a result of that, majority of Christians do not know what Bible prophecy is. In fact, in the South African context, the moment anybody uses the word prophecy, it is often understood as somebody standing up and uttering a word of encouragement, prophetic word, prophetic declaration upon someone else regarding his or her life. Well, that's a very narrow understanding of prophecy. Yes, God used individual believers to prophesy over the life of another believer, even sometimes an unbeliever. That's one dimension, one aspect of prophecy. But you know, there is a bigger aspect and a bigger dimension. That is the Bible prophecy. Bible prophecy is basically God prophesying regarding the future, regarding what will happen, when will it happen, how will it happen, where will it happen, and why will it happen. Then that information, that prophecy being recorded in the Bible for the future generations. And that is, my friends, Bible prophecy. And unfortunately, I have not yet met many churches nor many pastors that are excited about Bible prophecy or that preach about Bible prophecy or that study or teach Bible prophecy from the pulpit. That is a big unfortunately, a big missing link in our churches across the world, I think. Now let's get into what Bible prophecy means for you and for me. First of all, did you know everything that we believe today as Christians have been written in the Bible from the beginning as Bible prophecy? Even the birth of Jesus Christ, crucifixion of Jesus Christ, resurrection of Jesus Christ, ascension to heaven of Jesus Christ, they have all been prophesied in the Bible. And they've all been recorded. That's why when Jesus came, God expected that the religious leaders in the Jewish community should know about the arrival of Jesus, because it was written in great detail in the Bible. It was prophesied. If only they were to study the Bible and the Bible prophecy, they would have recognized Jesus when he came for the first time. Now, this is where it gets relevant to you and to me. Second coming of Jesus Christ is also in great detail prophesied in the Bible, just like his first coming was prophesied. And now, if only you and I go and study the Bible prophecy, then we will familiarize ourselves about the times in which we live. We will know exactly in what season we are living according to Bible prophecy, and we will know what God is busy doing, and we will be anticipating the next move God is about to make. And when Jesus Christ comes for the second time, we will not confuse him with someone else. We will not be misguided. We will know exactly what God is doing because we read it in God's prophetic word in the Bible. So that's why Bible prophecy is very, very important for every Bible believer. We should all study the Bible prophecy. We should all know what the Bible prophecy says. We should all align ourselves with the Bible prophecy, and we should be expectant, we should be anticipating God's next move according to Bible prophecy. And when God makes a move, we will know how to align ourselves with God. Now, that was the great mistake the Jewish religious community made in their time. They failed to study the Bible prophecy, familiarize themselves with Bible prophecy, and as a result of that, they failed to recognize Jesus Christ, Yeshua, when he came for the first time. They failed to recognize him. However, only if they studied the Bible prophecy, they would have recognized him when he arrived in Jerusalem. That's why Jesus was heartbroken when he realized that this community, this Jewish people whom God called his own people, who had the Bible prophecy in their hands for generations, they were clueless about it. Now, for you and for me, are you also clueless about the Bible prophecy? Do you know what the Bible prophecy says about the times in which we live today? Now, as I said at the beginning of this program, we are definitely living in the end times. Coronavirus crisis is one of the many signs of the end times that we see playing out daily all around us. Nations rising up against nations, increasing intensity and increasing frequency of natural disasters, financial collapse. The nation of Israel being born in 1948 as a miracle of God, we call that the super sign of the end times. Based on the Bible prophecy, after the nation of Israel is rebirthed in their homeland, we should be ready and expectant any moment for the second coming of Jesus Christ to rapture the church from the world. Are you aware of that? Do you know that we are actually, prophetically speaking, in the season of the return of Jesus Christ, and he can any moment come and take his bride from this world? Did you know that? According to Bible prophecy, rapture can happen literally any moment. Of course, there is no prophetic sign for the rapture. Rapture can literally happen any moment. But if we know that we are in the end times, that means there is almost no time left for the rapture to happen. Its urgency is even more increased. It can happen any moment now. So how will you know all of these if you never study Bible prophecy? If your pastor never preaches and teaches about Bible prophecy, how will you know about that? Now, at the beginning of this video, I alluded to the church where I first became, after I became believer, where I joined and where I grew in my faith. And I said that in that church, I heard the gospel message being preached over and over so many times. That church is not unique. In fact, most churches in the Western world are like that. They preach the same gospel over and over and over for many decades. Literally, they never start giving the real meat as food for the believers. They keep feeding them milk year after year after year. And that's the reason why believers all over the world, that's one of the reasons why believers all over the world seem to be struggling to grow in their faith. They are remaining grown-up babies in their faith because they're not getting enough deep Bible teaching, deep and challenging Bible teaching. They keep getting the same gospel over and over and over. You see, we all need to hear the gospel message, but after we became a believer, we need to start digging deeper into the Bible, understanding the mysteries of God, understanding how God works, what God is busy doing, and what is God expecting from us. Now, that's where you come into picture. That's where Bible prophecy becomes relevant for you personally. If you start understanding Bible prophecy, if you start understanding what God is doing, then you should automatically ask yourself the question, what must I do in response? How can I take part in what God is doing? How can I align my life to the work of God so that I am in sync with God? I'm not falling out of sync. And once you ask that question, you are on the right track. The next thing is you should start doing what you realize you must be doing. If we know for sure that we are living in the end times, well, I can assure you we are indeed surely living in the end times based on the Bible prophecy. Then automatically we should immediately understand that if this is the end times, the rapture is literally any moment now. Just about any moment the rapture can happen. There is not much time left. Rapture can happen literally any moment now. If that is the case, then we must hurry. We must literally hurry up. If you are not in a good standing with Jesus, it's time that you make sure your relationship with Jesus Christ is on the right track, on the right shape. And secondly, what about the people around you who do not believe in Jesus yet? If you and I understand that Jesus is just around the corner, He's just about to show up to fetch His bride from this church, this world, then we should hurry up and share the gospel of Jesus Christ with the people around us who do not know Him yet. We should continue to be the salt and the light to the moment Jesus Christ comes to fetch us. Remember also the parables. These are among my two favorite parables, the parable of the 10 virgins and the parable of the 5 talents. Remember those parables. In both of those parables, the issue was people did not, on the 10 virgin parable, those 5 virgins were not prepared, they were not ready, they were not expecting the return of the bridegroom. In the parable of the talents, one of the workers was lazy and he looks like wasn't expecting his king was going to come soon. And that's exactly the world today. Many Christians do not expect that Jesus is going to come any moment now. They are indifferent. Partly the problem is they don't understand the Bible prophecy. They don't study it. They never heard it maybe from their pulpits. So they are somewhat clueless and careless. So we must make sure we are not falling into that error. We are not making that mistake. All the signs listed in the Bible as the signs of the end times are busy being fulfilled right under our nose, right in front of our eyes, all over the world. Today, like never before in the human history, we are talking about something called artificial intelligence, AI, robots who can think and act just like humans, who can imitate even the human emotion. This is scary. Today, like never before in human history, we are talking about one world government. The global society is talking about establishing one world government system, a new world order with one currency for all the world. This was prophesied in the Bible, but this was never so close as it is today. We are literally living in the end times. The American government recently declared that they are establishing a space force, a military force for space purposes. One wonders, why? Why do they do that? If you only dig a little bit deeper, then you realize they are very much worried about a meteorite strike to the world, and they want to negate those meteorites and, if possible, change their course so that they will not hit the world. Well, in the Bible we read, after the rapture, the world will be struck by a meteorite or by an asteroid or by a star that will destroy life on earth to a large extent. Never before this was a great reality as it is today. It is now a reality. It is a great concern for the governments of the world, especially as one of the most powerful nations in the world. United States government is taking the lead on this matter. What about the nation of Israel? In 1948, they came into existence out of nothing. Did you know the rebirth of the nation of Israel was prophesied in the Bible? Did you know that? And did you know that at the same time, Jesus said, once that prophecy is fulfilled, the generation that witnesses that prophecy will not pass away. They will be the generation which will witness the return of Jesus Christ, which will witness the rapture. You see, from whatever angle you look at it, according to Bible prophecy, we are living in the end times. These are the last days on earth. Jesus Christ might come any moment. In the Old Testament we see Jews failed to study the Bible prophecy. They failed to understand. They failed to apply it into their lives. As a result of that, they failed to recognize Jesus when he first time came. Today, many Christians around the world are making the same mistake. I pray that you and I, we shall not make that mistake. We shall understand the Bible prophecy, we shall study the Bible prophecy, and we shall align our lives and our thoughts, our plans, everything that we do, we shall align that according to the Bible. And the short and sweet message is this: people, Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, is coming back soon. He is coming back soon. And that is the reason why our ministry is called Countdown to Christ, because I am counting down to the moment Jesus Christ will come and fetch us from this godless, wicked, rebellious, increasingly evil world, and we will be taken by Jesus Christ to heavens, and we will all be given glorified bodies. And from there on forever, we will be in the presence of Jesus Christ, and we will serve him as good and faithful servants. So this is the short and sweet message. Get ready. Jesus Christ is coming back soon. And as the good old saying goes, I greet you today with these sweet words: Maranatha, Maranatha, Maranatha. Come, Lord Jesus Christ, we're waiting for you. We are a non-profit, independent, and non-denominational Christian ministry organization. Please consider supporting this ministry with your donations.